Hello, everybody. Hopefully your food coma has not set in from lunch yet. My name is Luke Kilpatrick. I'm the track lead for Platforms and API track. We have two really great lightning talks here today for you. I'd like to introduce you to Lisa Ann, who's going to come up and talk to you about using Freelancers and JIRA together.
Thanks, Luke. So raise your hand if you've ever had difficulties hiring on site due to competition, lack of talent, budget. Now raise your hand if you ever needed to hire somebody for a short-term gig, extra QA for a rollout, a translator, a designer. Now, I'm sure this is all of you. Raise your hand if you ever wish you could file a JIRA ticket and without your intervention, have it get done overnight. Okay, you gotta be lying if you're not raising your hand. So I'm Lisa Ann. I'm here to talk to you about building software fast with Freelancers and JIRA. So online staffing platforms is currently estimated at $4 billion and forecasted to reach about $15 billion by 2020. United States alone, a recent study showed that about 54 million Americans spent some time working as freelancers, that many more companies are additionally moving to a distributed workforce model. So I work for Upwork. We are the world's largest freelance website. We have about 12 million freelancers, 5 million clients, and about $1 billion of spend gets done on our platform annually. We eat our own dog food, which means that we use our own product and use a distributed work model. We have 270 full-time employees, but 700 freelancers distributed around the world working for us on various projects and initiatives. So I'm the product manager of our collaboration platform. And on my team, we have 21 team members with 16 remote engineers and 1 product manager who lives in Brazil, and that's how I get work done overnight. They're distributed across 8 countries. So why would you use distributed work? So I'm going to talk about 3 key reasons of why this is useful. The first is the flexibility to scale. Freelancers allow us to scale our team capacity up and down as needed, helping us better manage project requests. So for example, if you're an e-commerce site and you have peaks in the holiday season, and you hire a lot more customer support or QA, you can now do this with hiring freelancers to support your business. Second is you might need to hire freelancers with unique skills or hire somebody temporarily for a skill that might just be missing from your team. So for example, a graphic designer to design some beautiful graphics for my slides here. Hire a translator for one-time documentation translation. Hire an executive assistant for yourself or an admin to take care of those tasks that you don't want to do. Hire a JIRA admin expert to help you with some ad hoc JIRA changes. Or hire an Erlang programmer to support some really unique code. Thirdly, it could be very cost efficient. We aren't all Google, and we all can't pay top dollar for every job. So remote team members often offer more value than you could get hiring locally, which means that you can get more work done by being able to hire more people. So now that I've sold you on why this is amazing and you should try to distribute a workforce model and hire freelancers, I'm going to talk to you about how do you find and evaluate the right talent. So I'm sure in every JIRA ticket, as with best practices are, they're very detailed. It tells you what needs to be done, the steps to create it, what the acceptance criteria is, and to know if you're successful at completing this ticket. So this is the same thing with a job post. What's the requirement, what are the skills required, and what's going to be done? So since these 2 things are so similar, and basically we created an ability for you to convert a JIRA ticket into an Upwork job post. So how do you do this? You take that JIRA ticket that you need a freelancer to work on, and you install the JIRA add-in, or the Upwork add-in on JIRA. You click on the button that says post this job to Upwork. You then fill out a couple additional fields that Upwork needs in order to post your job on Upwork. So what kind of, is it an hourly job? Is it a fixed price job? Who do you want to see it? How long do you want to hire somebody for? what category of work this belongs to. And once you hit post, this job will now show up in Upwork's job boards, which means that you can now invite freelancers to apply to your job, or you can wait for freelancers to apply on their own. Either way, now that you have posted your job and you have a flood of applications coming through, you have to review the proposals to find the right person for your job. So the most important thing to look for is, do they have the right skill set for what you're looking for? Do they have the right language skills so that you can communicate with them what needs to be done? And do you have compatible working hours in case you need to communicate with them during the day? Other couple tips, if you're hiring somebody who needs to be detail-oriented, do they have crazy typos in their application? And sometimes we're extra sneaky to make sure they really care and they really paid attention to your job post. So we'll ask them, what would you do with $1 million? What's your favorite food? What do you think about this GIF? Something like that. It gets you to learn a little bit about their personality, who they are, but additionally, it helps you get a sense for their ability to be detailed and how much they care about your job. So now that you've narrowed down your pool of applicants, similar to when you hire locally, you want to interview this person. And so depending on your level of engagement that you want with this person long term, you'll choose a different medium to communicate with them. So for example, I hired a logo designer for my photography business. Not that big of a deal, so I chatted with him on Upwork's website, got a sense for how much it costs, reviewed his portfolio, reviewed his reviews from other clients, and started to work with him. But while if we're hiring an engineer on our team, you chat with them, get a sense to see if they're a good fit. You might have a phone call, you might have a video call, to really get a higher quality interaction with this person. And if that doesn't work, you should try teleporting, and maybe you'll really get a sense for who they are. So now that you, and when you're engaging with these people, you can do chat, voice, and video all on our platform, so you don't have to give out any personal information while interacting with them. So now that you've found the perfect person for your team, hire them, onboard them, and don't forget to celebrate. So a couple tips on how to collaborate with them and work with them. So first is communicate clearly. Make sure to communicate clearly as much as possible and use the right medium to talk to them. Video, voice, chat, email, whatever it might be, depending on the level of engagement you need. And remember that you might be hiring somebody who's in a different culture than you. So don't use unknown acronyms or jargon or idioms that they don't know. So for example, a thumbs up to many of us means a good thing, or the okay sign. But in many other cultures, that kind of means like the middle finger, or you can Google it. There's other things I'm not going to explain what they mean. And sorry if I offended anybody by doing this. So just be careful. Secondly, is you want them to be using the right tools. So for example, Confluence, JIRA, Upwork Messages, and Bitbucket to share, collaborate, store, and communicate. So in summary, why would you use distributed work? One, it gives you flexibility to scale, allows you to hire for unique skills, and it's cost efficient. How do you find and evaluate the right talent? Convert your JIRA ticket into a job post with a click of a button, or okay, fine, a couple clicks of a button. Or just post directly on Upwork, and then evaluate your candidate. Third, collaborate by communicating clearly and using the right technology. So I've been sharing with you today is all about why this is great for us as clients. I want to share with you a story on why this is amazing for the other side of the platform and the freelancers. So in August, I got a text message from one of our front-end engineers that said, "My house is flooded in 7 feet of water. I am on a boat escaping my house, obviously." And he couldn't work for a couple of weeks. He lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which many of you know was recently flooded. So he sends a note to us 2 weeks later thanking the company for the amazing work that we do because his community is devastated. They have no infrastructure, which means people who work locally can't work. But he can still work wherever he can get Wi-Fi and get on his computer. And this not only works for him, but works for millions of freelancers around the world who might live in a rural village and can't get to a technology job that they want. Or they're women, and in many cultures, it's difficult for women to work outside the home. So Upwork provides a way for them to be a freelancer and to make me even a couple $100 a month that can pull them out of poverty. So I love the work that we do, and I love the benefit it has to us as a clients and the life-changing effects it has for our freelancers. Thank you.